So I just figured I'd record and show you guys what I mean with rechargeable versus the non-rechargeable. So on my left hand, this is a TLR1 HL. This is the one that goes on the G17, and this is the rechargeable one. All right, so let me turn on the rechargeable. There you have it, very bright, and then bam, just died. I keep clicking it so you won't think I'm making it up. And this is the TLR1. I put a set of old batteries on this one and I let them run for a while. This one, I let it run till it died. Then I put a little bit of charge just so you can see it die. So it just dies like that. You see this one isn't as bright anymore, but still produces some light. And that's what I mean. All right, so once again, now I went and put fresh new batteries on the TLR1. And I put more charge on the Streon, the rechargeable one. All right, just so you guys can see comparison side by side. So the Streon, very bright. The TLR1, very bright too. You see how much dimmer it was with those old batteries that I threw on there. And then this one produces a lot of light, just that it dies when it no longer has charge. TLR1. Streon. All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about flashlights and flashlights for home defense and why I don't like rechargeable flashlights for home defense. I think they're awesome because you don't have to buy batteries, but I'm going to explain to you why I don't like rechargeable flashlights for home defense. Alright, so in this video, apparently all I own is Streamlight. So nothing against Streamlight. I like them, that's why I keep buying them. So yeah. Alright, so flashlights that are meant for EDC or mounted on a gun for home defense or any type of defense, in my opinion, shouldn't be rechargeable. Or your flashlight you carry every day. It also shouldn't be rechargeable. Rechargeable flashlights are nice, but they have their purpose in my opinion. Alright, so the first flashlight I ever bought for any type of defense purpose was the TLR HL1. So yeah, this went on my handgun. And then the second flashlight I ever bought was the Streamlight, the Streon. This is a rechargeable one. And when I bought this flashlight, bought this one first, and then I saw how much the batteries cost, and I was like, damn, that's pricey. Then I bought this, and I was like, this is amazing. I'm gonna see how I can mount this on this. So I was using this flashlight just around the house and everything when we let the dogs out to go use the restroom at night or looking for something in the backyard. We would grab this. And then one day I realized why this isn't a good idea for any type of defensive use. Alright, so the flashlights that are not rechargeable, like this is the one I carry. It's also a Streamlight. This is the only one that I've ever switched out the batteries, and I knew I needed to switch out the batteries. These two I've never used to that point. I just switch out the batteries once a year. So I've never seen these dim. But this one, since I do use this one, I can tell when it needs new batteries because it's not as bright anymore. So I can tell when it needs new batteries. So I just switch out the batteries. On the other hand, one day or one night, I was out in the backyard using this one and no signs of it needing recharge or anything. What happens with rechargeable flashlights, at least this one, I don't know if all rechargeable flashlights are like that. I'm just saying be aware. Buy them and test them. That's the only way you're gonna find out. So what I learned with this one is from when I fully charge it to when it died, it was bright as hell the whole time, and then bam, lights out. And I clicked on it again and I was like, did it stop working? Came back, charged it, and started running again. So rechargeable flashlights don't give you a heads up. At least this one doesn't. It doesn't give you a heads up when it's running low on juice. Flashlights that don't use rechargeable batteries, those dim. And Like I said, I've only noticed it on this because I switch out my batteries once a year. Just on this or on my home defense handgun, I just switch them out once a year. And I turn them on every now and then just to play around with them, but I don't really put use to them. So this one, as far as my EDC flashlight goes, I have seen it dim, and then I just switch out the batteries. So this one gets the batteries swapped out probably twice a year. So yeah, when I first bought this flashlight, the rechargeable one, I was considering mounting it on my rifle, and good thing I learned, because if I would have thrown it on my rifle, I would have never used it anymore the way I was using it. Like every time I go to the backyard or to the garage or anywhere that is dark at night that I need a flashlight, if I would have mounted it to my rifle, I would have probably never known when it needed to be recharged because it just died on me. So yeah, rechargeable flashlights, they're great. They're great for the home, but they're great for you're going to the backyard or you need to check something in the garage or in the attic. Rechargeable flashlights are great. I really love this flashlight, but it's just gonna be my flashlight around the house. This flashlight is gonna stay in the house. I wouldn't mind buying another one and just probably throwing it in the car, but not to carry it in my pocket, just to have a rechargeable flashlight, because it is nice not having to buy batteries. But for defensive purposes, if you do have one, just pay attention to when it dies. Just leave it sitting there running and just see when it dies. See if it dims, if it gives you a heads up that it needs recharge, or see if it's just bright at all times and then it just cuts off. In my opinion, when it's like that, if you're gonna stay on top of it and recharge it on schedule, like once a week or once every 2 weeks, then this rechargeable might work. But just so you know, you don't get a heads up. And if the situation was to ever arise where you're in a defensive situation and your rechargeable flashlight just dies on you in the middle of it, I mean, that's gonna suck. So non-rechargeable flashlights, at least they dim and they still produce some light. Rechargeable flashlights, at least as far as this one goes, it just dies on me and then there's no lights out. So yeah, consider that when buying a flashlight to mount on your rifle or on your handgun. There's only one way to learn, by buying this stuff and testing it for ourselves, you know. All right, so in conclusion, for myself, the rechargeable flashlight, I'm just gonna leave it for around the house use. That one still works great for that, and I love that about it. But for defensive use, so on my rifle or on my handgun that goes on my nightstand, and my EDC flashlight, I'm gonna keep those just battery flashlights, non-rechargeable. Hopefully that helps out. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.